What's up, everybody? Ty Bartell in with this edition of Player Profile. This time I'm joined by one of the seniors over there in the Boardman Spartans girls basketball team, Sarah Bero, joining me today. Sarah, how are we doing today?
I'm great.
Let's talk about the practices and how things are going right now with the team. It's senior year for you. A lot of the first last for you right now, I guess you could say. How has it been right now? How are you emotionally with things? How are you as a leader now, taking things, being one of those voices on the floor for the Spartans?
I'm really excited. I feel like every practice, somebody or more than a couple people are always getting better, and I can kind of see everybody like coming together a little bit, even though it's the beginning. Um, I feel like we're gonna have a lot of fun this year.
When you talk about the way you guys played last year, becoming AAC champions, and that's the first time in quite some time for the Spartans too. So you talk about achieving that goal and kind of setting that standard for this season. How much do you take away from last season, and how much are you applying it to this year and trying to reclaim that AAC championship, defend that crown, so to say?
Yeah, we're just gonna use last year as like extra motivation to really take the AAC again this year. I mean, if we can do it one time, we can do it every time. So that's
What do you think?
good motivation.
What do you think some of the biggest things you learned personally, kind of watching the seniors of last year, how they handled things that you are trying to bring back into this year?
I don't. I just think like communication with each other on the court, off the court. That's always the biggest thing. I mean, if you know what everybody's doing, then that's that's good.
I want to go back to your very first chapter in the sport of basketball. How'd you get involved in the sport? Was it pushed by anybody? Was it you that took interest in it? What's your earliest memories in the sport?
Think I started in sixth grade. I played on like a travel team or whatever. That was my first year, so it was really frustrating, and I did not like it at all, and I wanted to quit. But my parents kept saying, "No, just stick with it. Basketball, especially something that you start new, like it takes a few years to really get into it and see if you actually like it or not." So I stayed in it seventh grade, eighth grade, and then by freshman year, I was like, "Oh, I kind of like this. Like, I want to keep going." So now I'm here.
Do you feel like the kind of challenge aspect was something that drew you to basketball and kept you coming back? What was that driving force that wanted you to keep coming back up until now?
Uh, I think it was just learning something new. That's something I really like to do is, somebody put something in front of me, and if I'm able to do it, I want to be really good at it. And I think that's what has propelled me through basketball all these years.
A lot of coaches say, and they at least hope that they could correlate some of the things they teach in basketball to real life scenarios. And that's always the hope in every coach's mind. Do you feel like in your journey with basketball, do you feel like there's been any times where something you've dealt with in the sport of basketball is something you can relate to in your life too, and it's helped you deal with something in real life scenarios?
Yeah. I just think a lot of the times, like I'm one to be really hard on myself and almost get down on myself a lot. So in basketball, there's a lot of things that are happening. You're making layups, you're running up and down the floor. You have to be very accountable, um, self accountable. And uh, in life, that's something that I need to do too. And I just can't be too hard on myself. I have to let myself make mistakes, um, but also just keep going.
When you talk about yourself as a freshman to yourself now as a senior, in the world of basketball, what's one thing that you're most proud of developing, getting better at from freshman year to now? In your real life world, what's something you're in personal life? What's something you're proud of growing from freshman year until now as a person?
Well, for basketball, um, I feel less confused on the floor. Like I actually know how to play the game now. Like I can see things and I know what's going on. And then in real life, I think confidence. I, I'm still working on it, but it's a lot better from then until now.
When you talk about being a leader for this team this year and finding that leadership voice, was that something that kind of was a struggle for you? How have you been able to kind of find your footing in that and find your leadership voice for the team this year?
Well, I always find myself in a position where I can be a leader. I can step up and be a leader. So I usually do. Last year we had a lot of leadership on the team, so I could kind of step back and like watch what was going on. But this year I feel very prepared to be a leader because I was able to, like, I wasn't just thrown into that position. I was able to sit back and observe some really good leaders on the court. So
With it being your senior year, has there been much time for you to start reflecting on your high school journey and your journey to this point, or is it all kind of forward focused thinking and mindset for you right now?
yeah, I do not think about the end. I think about what's happening right now, and it's basketball time, and I'm really excited, and that's all I think about. I don't think about, oh, it's gonna be over. No, basketball time.
What are some of your goals for this season, both personally and for the team?
Um, Personally, just work hard, push myself every single day to to my breaking point, like just challenge myself, and then for the team, um, I just really want to like bring it together. And we lost a lot of people last year, and we still have a lot of good players this year. And I really want us to be able to um, like express our skills and everything in games and be able to connect in games as well.
I know that Boardman community can get up and get loud too for some big games as well. What's it like having them support you and support this girls team the last few years that you've been able to play for the Spartans?
Um, I don't know. That's something that not everybody has, and I'm very thankful that we had a lot of games where people came. I mean, people even went to our playoff game, which is like over an hour away. It was amazing to have all these people cheering for us, and uh, it. I feel like it does a lot for the team. Just keeps everybody upbeat, and I really hope that we have more of that this year.
I'm sure you weren't the first young lady that started in the sport of basketball that experienced frustrations with first starting out. What's some advice you give to some younger girls that are starting the sport of basketball right now that are maybe thinking they may or may not want to stay in it too, or maybe it's a little tough, maybe they're getting frustrated. What's some advice you offer them?
Um, I would just say there's always something to work on. Like you're when practice is over, there's always things that you can do. It doesn't have to be something big. It could just be um, getting a ball and practicing your follow through and just think little things like that. You don't have to like have a hoop. You don't have to have anything like that. You just have to have a ball. You have to have the willingness to get better, and that's how you're going to get better.
What's some of your favorite memories while playing the sport of basketball, whether it's in a game or outside of a game, and it could be like a team travel or some kind of team bonding event?
Um, I mean, I feel like everywhere we go, I mean, even just at practices at home, our team is so close, and I feel like we all really love each other, and it's just a really good environment to be in. I don't know. I like to be everywhere at this team, and they're my favorite people.
We talk about that, and that's not very common actually. Not as common as you may think too, where everyone is as close knit and has that kind of friendship and that bond with this team too. What kind of chemistry does that build with you guys on the floor? Do you kind of feel like you know where each other's going to be because you spend so much time with one another?
I think if even if we don't have the same chemistry on the floor, uh, we very easily pick up on where each other is going to be. Like we communicate better because we know each other. Um, we keep each other up, like attitudes and everything. We get on each other's backs because we know, we're not doing it to be mean. We're doing it because we want to help each other, and that really helps a lot.
What is in the world of in sports? What's someone that's kind of been a role model for you that you've looked up to?
Um, I don't know. I really look up to the people that I play with, like my fellow seniors.
Yeah.
These are people who I've been playing with for forever since I've been doing sports. And, you know, I want to make them better. I want them to make me better. And it goes both ways, and I think we all kind of look up to each other, and um, we kind of see each other's skills, and it's a good thing.
I like that close knit bond you guys have with that core group of seniors. Sarah, before I let you go, I want to give you that opportunity to shine a spotlight on pretty much anybody else you want to. Give some love to anybody that's given you love and somehow helped you support you in this journey of basketball to now.
Um, I guess our coaching staff right now, every single coach, I am like, it's amazing that they're pretty much all new except for Coach Annie Pav, who was just an assistant coach last year, and they've all stepped up and they get after us. They're able, like, they have our respect. Like, I don't know, it feels like they've been our coaches for forever, but it's literally the beginning of the season, the beginning of the year. So it's really good to for us to have trust in them already.
We're excited for it. I'm excited to see you group of seniors in this Boardman Spartans team play out there this year. I'm excited to see the competition inside and outside the conference, and to see what you ladies are able to do too, trying to defend that conference crown.
Yep.
I'll be looking forward to it. We'll be seeing you out on the hardwood real soon, Sarah. This has been an edition of Player Profile with one of the Spartan seniors, Sarah Bero.